Hello and welcome back to the 46th episode of the Labyrinth of Thieves campaign. We are your hosts and storytellers here from Wanderlustdnd, back together tonight. Great to have you back, Gizmo and Al. But just a heads up, Artrin will be sitting out this game tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel as we post new episodes every other Wednesday. So, before we jump straight back into what Fenris, Caché, and Artrin were getting up to last game, I'd like to start with Al and Gizmo. Not to put you on the spot, but in the previous game, before the last, the five of you found yourselves in an underground fighting ring, watching Artrin and a gruff-looking gnoll beat the shit out of each other for a little while. The constabulary arrived, of course, broke up the fight, and the five of you managed to escape, but not before Inspector Vinny saw Gizmo. Fenris and Gizmo teleported away, crashed into a few market stalls, caused a bit of a ruckus, some more of the constabulary chased after you, but you all managed to come back together and sneak your way back to Caché's house for the evening. While Fenris, Caché, and Artrin remained downstairs, deep in a heated discussion, Gizmo and Al, you retired upstairs. So I'd like to ask for the two of you, in this evening, what would you like to do? You are currently in your workshop upstairs with Humphrey, of course. Is there anything you would like to chat about? Anything you'd like to do for the evening before you head to bed?
We'll just check. I got all the supplies to start working into most of the things that I was working on, right?
Yes, indeed. The only thing
Yes.
you don't have is that energized gears.
Yes, yeah. But everything else,
you
I
have
can.
everything
Yeah.
else.
So
Yep.
yeah. So I like in terms of what I'll be doing for the rest of the evening. I'm starting into that, and I'll be working on that while we're talking.
Perfect. Okay.
So what do these gauntlets actually do?
Which ones?
They're the gauntlets of power, of overpower, sorry.
Well, the trademarking is a bit strange in it, but essentially they're meant to augment the fibers that I have in the arms just to be able to have a bit more oomph. The suit's pretty strong, but sometimes it's a little lacking. I read into this and feel like it would be a market improvement.
Very nice. And you're just missing the energized mithril gears.
That's right.
I'd say we could probably find them in the West Repair Yard.
You reckon?
Well, I mean, I paid quite a lot of attention when I was coming into the city of all the various constructs they had, being my line of work, or at least it was.
Getting you were doing
I
that before.
thought I saw something similar on one of the peacekeepers.
The peacekeepers.
And I don't fancy tackling one of them while it's, turned on.
Preferably not.
No.
There were open peacekeepers there, but it did seem like all the more important mechanisms and sections were taken out of it. I don't recall seeing.
Wouldn't quite a lot of it have been used for the envoy, for the puppet master?
Likely, but wasn't the body of the envoy destroyed?
Well, we kind of scrapped them for pieces. I don't think I actually paid much attention to what we were grabbing, considering.
I don't recall using that piece in particular in anything I've made so far, so I don't think we have it left over.
Could be worth a look. Well, do you feel like a little late night skulk?
Well, when you ask like that, how can I say no? I could, to be honest, I haven't been sleeping all that well, so I wouldn't mind a late walk.
I don't even need sleep, so I would love a late night walk.
That's you have no idea how jealous I'm of that. Like there were so many from the Feywild who just don't really rest, and like they could get so much done, and they don't. They lie around and they do nothing, and it's like it's so infuriating. I could get so much more done.
Look, I've heard from people that do sleep that some of the best times they've had have been just lying in bed when they've woken up and they don't need to do anything and they can just relax and just chill. It's much like that.
I don't have anything to do. There's always something to be like a new project to be working on. Like what? Makes no sense. I get antsy.
For people like me and you, maybe, yes, of course, being fastidious and hard-working individuals such as we are, yes. I say with a
never
wry
thought of it
smile.
that way. Yeah, those are the two words I definitely think of when I look at you.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Whoops. Oh well. Yes.
How's
a little
Humphrey?
Humphrey. Oh, I should probably Humphrey. Now, we're thinking of going to the West Repair Yard. I know you've had some somewhat less than wonderful experiences there. Do you want to come along, or do you want to stay here?
I don't really want to go back to the place where I died. But I think it would be good to revisit it.
So you don't want to do it, but you think it would be good, so you do want to do it.
What is the phrase? Healing.
Very good. Yes, indeed it would be. I'm sure it would be healing.
We'll be there with you as well. And I don't think anything too violent is going to break out. I mean, we are just going to have a look.
There's no manic robot left anymore. Except you.
He was quite terrifying, the puppet master. Yes, I will go with you.
Wonderful.
I would say misunderstood as well. Terrifying for sure, but misunderstood.
You do have the greatest insight. I mean, you spoke with him for some time.
That's true. That is very true. I think there's like a second where like Gizmo's just kind of like freezes up for what he's doing, and just kind of like just whatever he was in the middle of has just kind of stopped, as he's like in there like racking his head, thinking, should I tell him? Should I not tell him? But I think after a moment he's kind of like, no, it's not yet, and then kind of goes back to what he was doing.
Okay.
I think as well, if you don't mind, it's at a certain point I'd like to have another look at Humphrey. I mean, for one thing, it's remarkable the level of intelligence, sentience that they've gained.
Gizmo, I don't know what we did in that furore of a workshop moment that we had trying to fix him up, but he is leagues above whatever I designed him to be. It's baffling. And Humphrey, I'm sorry to be talking about you like this, but really it is.
You are
And
remarkable, Humphrey.
And very cagey.
I know. Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, Humphrey, I would love to be able to have a look and see what's changed, try and get a better understanding. Especially if we're going to be dealing with more envoys, I feel like this might be a stepping stone in understanding.
It'd be a great insight.
Of course. What would you like to see?
Any changes to the circuitry, especially how it's connected together?
It's gonna take a moment to like open up his chassis, and kind of reveal the inner workings. Now, you and Al, I believe, did actually see inside the inside Humphrey after he burned his little core out. Yeah.
What I'm kind of checking for is like, has there been, since the last time we've checked, has there been more changes? Is he continuing to adapt, or is this like the hardware is settled and like what we're seeing is the programming kind of working, or is there actually some modifications? Is there kind of a living element to this, I guess?
Yes. Okay. Bear with me. One moment. Okay, we're gonna have to go off memory. Cool. Yes. Wait, I might have found it. Yes.
That's such a face of like literally trying to pull something really difficult, just like...
Sorry. It's because we're not going to go into it, but audience members, math and equation shit is not Amber's forte. So she does her best to write it out beforehand so she doesn't have to try to make it up on the spot. Yes, Gizmo. It is a little startling as Humphrey just opens up the front part of his chassis, revealing his little Ethereum core at the center, which has mutated slightly. The metal itself has almost warped a little bit around the little core. It is taking on the shape of what you kind of like think is almost a heart, but not fully. Very mechanical. All of the runes that were inscribed inside Humphrey, as you came to realize the puppet master was trying to revive him, they have doubled, tripled. This endless code almost of letters and numbers, mathematic life in a way.
Like Gizmo, I think, is just a little mesmerized by this
Yeah.
at the complexity of what's going on here.
I'm
like,
going to start trying to I know this is definitely a futile task, but I'm going to start trying to interpret the runes.
Okay.
I'll assist him in that. Or do you want to assist
Yeah.
me?
Oh shit.
What?
I don't want to metagame. So
It's
guess
No,
it's
you're okay.
okay.
That's fine. You're looking. I'll assist you.
Fair. What am I rolling?
We're doing things that there it is. Rolling. We are rolling. Ooh. I'm looking at my notes. Languages you speak. Celestial, Elven. Okay.
If it's a language I don't speak, I will ritually
is-
cast comprehend
It
language.
is a language that you do not speak, so I assume that you're gonna. Yeah. So
let me just double check I have that prepared. But yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it's gonna be. I'd almost say just a straight intelligence check.
Yes, I'm going to ritually cast comprehend languages, and
Okay.
I'm okay. Straight at. So with assistance.
So with assistance, it's
That's-
to be an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just straight
Alright.
intelligence. So D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Thank you for the assistance.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna use one of my old points here now.
We're bending time. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually
I don't know something. Time must change.
That's still.
I'd say
only
you can
seven.
add. Sorry, I say
Huh?
you can add your proficiency bonus because you are proficient in.
Okay.
So it would be like an intelligence saving throw, but not intelligence saving throw because you're not getting attacked. But
What's my proficiency bonus at this stage?
I think it's 4 at this level.
Yeah, +4.
Okay, so that is a 21 then.
Wow.
And I'm going to Flash of Genius that.
Yes!
Oh Jesus! Oh wow, a 21 is actually very good. That was.
I want
I
to know
was expecting-
everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Take that.
Oh, should I roll as well for?
If you use your chronal shift is the one. So yeah, if
Yes.
you use your chronal shift, then. Do I still have? I think.
Oh, that's a 5. I think I'm okay.
Where are you?
Wrote it down somewhere.
I have you at a 4. So you are lucky. You were at a 5 now.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to mark that as a date there. So this is the 8th. Yeah, okay. Okay. So. Did that show up? No.
It did. Matthias?
Nope, that's not the
No,
one it was supposed to be. Code.
Yes.
This is what you see.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, what? Oh, the birds. No, not the birds have sounded. Never mind.
Oh, go down to code.
Yeah.
Did it show up?
This is Elven lettering. And
It is
Greek.
not. It is.
There's equations in there.
Yeah.
That's
It
e to the power of pi, or the
Okay, well-
I public
That's
side.
the
Yeah,
function
what the
of
fuck?
dx. As is something
Yeah, that's an integral.
mesniet.
Sum of differential. This is maths. This is the equation to his life.
Exactly, Gizmo.
I mean, this is the equation to his life.
I didn't realize life had equations.
It is.
I think it might be though. I think it might be just it's the script. It's what it. If that's right, that's amazing. That's incredible.
Well, I assume then, as I've been reading this, I have kind of been just like furiously just scribbling it down, just like not even interpreting it necessarily, just like anything I can see, just putting it down, anything that makes sense. Yeah.
And Al, as you do that,
Mm-hmm.
you realize the code is still writing.
Oh, well, this is going to be very difficult to keep up
It
with.
is still very slowly developing, evolving, learning. It is a living code. The Puppet Master seemed to start it, and it has grown into its own existence.
Can I see the starting point? Like, is there an executable sort of, code?
Is there a root login?
Yeah,
Is there-
exactly. Yeah.
Where are
Just
the
sign
admin
in.
privileges?
Okay, even with a 21, it is hard. You're gonna have to spend a little bit of
26.
time really
26.
looking. Or sorry, 26. No. Okay, so this is 26. You do find kind of where the Puppet Master started. It's a bit frantic at the start. Like he was scribbling. Again, it was that frantic need of trying to revive Humphrey in
Mhm.
this. You get a sense even just from the text that was written. It was this. It's hard to get that from text, but like frantic is the best word, but
It's haphazard.
scared.
It's not been
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it's not neat code.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not neat code, and as if guilt in trying to revive this thing that killed itself in front
Like,
of
there's
you.
little annotations like, please God work.
Please God work.
In the comments.
Yeah.
Control Alt Delete. Control Alt Delete.
Fuck everything.
What you also
Sorry,
realize
It sounds
is
like
that
general coding.
this is a
Yeah.
Yeah.
any coders out there listening? This
Yeah,
is what
they
it's
just like, I relate so hard.
But what you do also notice too is that this is a mixture of these letters, these numbers, this equation to Humphrey's existence is a mixture of Draconic and Sylvan runes. It starts with Draconic, that magical energy. You know that a lot of the arcane essence of this world comes from the dragons. But the Sylvan aspect is what's writing itself.
Well, I wonder where he got that. Funnily enough, I can't actually read or write Sylvan.
Oh, I can. That was the one. That was the part. Oh, I can read Draconic as well.
Gizmo could read it, no problem.
I could read this fine.
It's still hard to really wrap your head around. Gizmo, you've always separated, in a way, arcane and life, but then also there's elements where you have fused it. You have brought it together, and they live in harmony, but not
to
quite
this
like
extent.
this. Not to this level.
It's like, yeah, it's like the Draconic element. That's the primal energy. That's the spark to get it going. It's the Sylvan has the adaptability to change
based on what it's encountering. At least I think from what I can decipher, that's what it might be.
Well, that'd be why you're so graceful, Humphrey.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
He twitches his mustache.
Cute.
okay. I was trying to keep this a little bit more on the DL, but I think right now I'm more interested in knowing more. I'll explain this a bit more in a minute. I'm going to summon my echo.
Okay. Echo appears.
Oh,
And I'm going to turn this is
first time-
Stalker.
No, I
And
know,
this-
but is this
oh, yeah.
is this the first time Al's seen Echo? No,
Like I
think
said,
think
I have summoned him before, but I've just made him out to just be like this thing I built together. I
Okay.
haven't
Yeah.
ever. But this is probably going to give the game away. I'm gonna turn around and ask Stalker, can you remember anything of when you first helped out Humphrey, this little guy here? Do you remember anything about the script you wrote?
Echo kind of hovers in place, and it's the code of me. Whatever was inside me. Whatever the creators did to me.
so you just copy pasted what you ripped up
Yeah.
yourself.
Looks to you, indeed. I have been studying this script, trying to understand it, why my creator would give this to me in the first place.
Because he loved you.
I
mean,
understand that now.
I love Humphrey. I find all creators love their work.
Echo will kind of float down a little bit to Humphrey and like look inside and just see how much it has developed. Again, like when you first got Humphrey, you saw these scribbles, but nothing to this extent. Every little minuscule of metal has been inscribed somehow with this just beating life.
Humphrey is becoming an envoy? Or something like it?
It seems to be. I mean, I don't know really how the envoys were created. I mean, I suppose to share a little nugget of truth of my own, I was with my previous work partner, shall we say. We were approached by people in order to try and get us to work on the Envoy project, but much to my sadness, I will say, we refused. Lorien just didn't feel it was justified or right. So, to see a creation of mine become one is a little like pulling the rug out from under my legs. A bit ground shattering.
I think I understand that. I understand where you're coming from with that. I think as like any brilliant creative, you kind of want to have a hand touching on it. You don't want to be separate from it.
I wonder if that's what having children feels like.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't either.
Thank the gods.
Oh, it's a lot of mess, isn't it? Oil I don't mind, poo not so much.
I should explain as well, Echo, and this is the puppet master. Stalker. I salvaged what I could to try and keep them here, keep their consciousness alive. That conversation that we had, I had said before that it was misunderstood. I've been doing my best to try and understand. and it's difficult. Not all the details are there, but we're slowly piecing together certain parts. It's going to take a little bit more time, and I don't really want to be given half stories.
I mean, that does seem that makes a lot of sense. But so you're able to, how much of Stalker is left in Echo?
What do you think, Stalker? How different do you feel?
I don't feel the need to erase, to control. That programming seems to have been lost. Whatever I was doing in the West Repair Yard was not me. Not what I remember. Not what Helio would remember.
Helio. Hey,
Who's
that was
Helio?
the Helio would be Stalker and the other envoy's creator, and possibly my father.
This is Helio. This is the man that you think might have been when sorry, out of character because I can't remember. I did tell you everything that had happened with Razlair and what he told me about.
We did it when we were on a mind link downstairs,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
and when you
Okay.
did that, I then said to everyone that there was a potential that I think he might be my father, because I was like, your guy who you're seeing
Really?
might have been hurting my daddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Helio and
Okay.
Datheus.
Helio and
I-
Datheus, yeah.
Might then just if you could give me 10 minutes conversation, ritually cast the what is it called? Telepathic bond.
Ah, yes.
And try and cast it on. I'm going to try and cast it on Humphrey and Echo / Stalker as well.
Okay. Read to me the parameters of that spell. Does it say creatures?
It does.
Okay. At this moment in time, as both Stalker and Humphrey are connected to this strange code, they are considered creature and constructs. So you can link with them
Very useful.
because there is.
And then I will
Send-
continue on this conversation
Yeah.
in telepathic bond because
Okay.
Yeah. visually we sit in silent contemplation.
Love it.
No, I'm still
Beautiful.
working away. I never stopped
Yeah,
working
actually,
on
Gizmo's
anything.
still, like, working.
I'm going to pull out a book and just mindlessly read it to Humphrey.
Oh,
So, yeah,
fantastic.
okay,
While you
yeah.
have this conversation. Brilliant.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
So, Helio is the one who worked with Razlair on the Envoy project that Razlair told me had been killed in some horrific either bombing or accident or something due to rivalries in the project.
That's true, but I do remember, it had been a while and there was so much gone, it slipped from my mind, but I do remember Stalker mentioning that some of the envoys were actually able to get him out, but in doing so, they were captured. So, I'm not sure what to believe just yet. I've honestly just been trying to keep my mind occupied to forget about thinking about reaching out.
So we know the puppet master, Stalker, Echo, goes by many names, found them in the West Repair Yard. We don't know who put them there. We do know the company that is responsible for owning and operating the West Repair Yard, or at least I believe we do.
We do know as well that there was the nine-tailed fox. I think was actually what was corrupting Stalker. They have a name, but hey,
Foxy
folk, we
bastard.
don't say it out loud. The kind of like in Dark Kitsune.
You don't say it out loud, but that's fine. We're saying it in our minds.
Oh, that's true. So yeah, that's fine. I actually forgot about that. So yeah, the Nagitsune. I believe that's how I'm saying it.
There's a shiver that traces down your spine, both of you.
Oh no. Not supposed to.
Oh no.
Nothing else happens, just that.
Yeah, we're both just like, damn it. We're gonna pay for that later. To Stalker, do you remember anything about the Nine-tailed Fox? Any details about them? They were there briefly before they, I think, stabbed you in the back.
The mistress. Yes, I remember blood. Helio was shot. I did what I could. I don't know what happened, but I do remember her. She found us. She gave me work. Asked me questions. Made me wonder why. What was it all for? Why make us? She gave me the workshop. My workshop.
I'm racking my brain trying to remember the company that owned and operated that workshop. Because we did find out, Dixon told us.
Mm.
But that's like 3 notebooks ago.
Whoa, really?
They're
Chris is
scattered.
feverishly looking through.
Yeah.
When was it we were there? It was early on, wasn't it? It wasn't too much.
It was.
Episode 15. Episode
Goodness
14,
gracious.
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on 46, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
16.
Long game. Long game. It is okay. You guys can both roll for it.
Okay. Oh, please.
Roll a history check at advantage.
Oh.
Both of you.
Thank you.
More just to get you guys to roll.
History check. 20. Unnatural 20.
22.
Oh, okay. Rose Gold Enterprise.
Rose Gold Enterprise.
Do you remember that, actually?
Do we know anything else about them? Like who they're owned by?
So, what you remember from what Dixon was kind of looking into, he was tracking down the Rose Gold Enterprise because he and Dion, who's Dominic Double Tap's son, sorry, I just love his name.
Dominic Double Tap.
Dominic
Dirty
Double
Dominic
Tap,
Double
as you know, is a mob boss, as Caché told you already. So Dion and Dixon were investigating the West Repair Yard because they believed it had something to do with the Rose Gold Enterprise. Dixon's main reason for following that is because he believes the Rose Gold Enterprise is a cover for House Vendral, who is one of the big names of the city, who wouldn't want to have their name tarnished with something like that, so they potentially have created something as a cover. That is Dixon's story. That is his thoughts after years of investigating and kind of following House Vendral.
Just checking with Dixon.
Yeah, Dixon as well was a unreliable source a little bit, but he seems to have personal beef with House Vendral and is looking for ways. That's kind of what he explained to you before, as you were looking into the West Repair Yard.
Okay, so we know. Potentially House Vendral has something to do with the Puppet Master. Potentially House Vendral is also somehow in league with this fox. We
They are,
also
just want to highlight, very powerful Fae. Very powerful. Not just a fox.
I would also say yes, of course. Breslau, incredibly powerful individual, seemingly involved in the envoy project, currently in possession of one of said envoys.
What are you suggesting?
I don't know.
Sorry,
I really
guys.
don't. I really don't. I'm just putting the pieces together. I'm just.
So much happening. There's so much happening.
There is.
I'm still terrified of what's going to happen with that bomb. I can't believe we lost that.
I had not forgotten about that. Yes.
I told you I hadn't been
starting-
sleeping well. It's ever been since then.
Yes. Well, as you said, I suppose there's been a lot going on. I've been kind of distracted. I get very easily distracted.
At least you've had some good distractions to have.
Who?
Well, I still don't trust him, considering what he might be up to with my father.
Oh, I trust him
Positive.
to give me a good night.
TMI.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
No, it's okay. Where I come from, we get much worse than that.
anyway, I think perhaps a visit with Dixon would be in order. See if maybe any more information has been gathered.
Aye. So, visit Dixon, check out the West Repair Yard for potentially more clues as well as the gears.
Years. And also, this device you had planned on making to perhaps plant on Venom.
Aye.
Do you need anything for that?
DM.
Yes.
I suppose yeah, just to kind of check in with you about like how this might potentially work. But I was planning on building some kind of thing that can be installed that has maybe like bestow virus kind of pre-programmed into it as a way of what are we trying to do again? Was it gather data? What
Gather
did we want to
data. We were also
Yeah.
going to try and
So, well, yeah, I actually want to purchase some spell scrolls.
Yeah.
I want to get a spell scroll of Arcanist's Aura.
Yes,
to
I
then-
believe you
to-
actually
yeah.
already got that. Yes.
Oh,
I do
perfect.
remember you having that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went for that and a scroll of sending as well. So I have
And you-
both of those.
You have both of those. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So if you're looking to create something to put bestow virus in, do you have like I think you have an artificer ability to store.
I do,
spells.
but it's only for first level second spell. So what I'm hoping for
Oh.
because it's a third level spell. So I'm kind of hoping what I'm trying to do is like
Oh, we can work. on that.
normally I have like 10 uses of it. I'm like trying to overload its capacity with the idea of this will work once.
I'd say fuck it, let's do it. Like that sounds great. If you're willing to, like, we'll cut out the.
I'm like overclocking
the
it,
use-
but
Yeah,
it
you're
runs hotter, you know.
overclocking and and yeah, you'll get like one use out of it.
Yeah, and it's just it's just to gather data essentially, and then the Arcanist Aura will be cast on it to try and make it non-detectable to magic.
Brilliant. Okay, so what item would you like to choose? Because as you know, he might have a chance to actually work on Venom, as he's been asked.
Yeah. Did you get much of a look at Venom and what potential work needs to be done?
I got a pretty extensive look. Like definitely there are, panels that need replacing. There are probably internal gears, gyroscopes, stuff like that. Like, it's it all depends like how kind of buried Sorry. How buried does it need to be? Like, does it need to be something?
Well, hopefully not too very. Like if what I'm kind of
If
hoping
we
is
were
that
to do
I can have.
something obvious, like
If we got
even
something
I have-
important, something important that we do need to fix in, which and we can maybe work off of Humphrey to get an idea of the kind of parts that are vital. I'm kind of thinking of like a dummy section that like plugs onto this important part that is there to leach information and can be taken off after.
It's a USB drive.
Yeah, it's like I'm literally thinking about like those USB drives you plug into people's laptops and they just go prrr, and you have like a load of malware. Yeah,
Oh my
that's
god!
Well,
That-
how easy does it
that's
need
what I'm inspired by.
Fantastic.
how easy does it need to be to remove afterwards? Do we need to get rid
What
of
if
it?
if it's like these malware drive, it's just plug it in and plug it back out again. So not
So
long.
we need to take it out. Essentially, I need to. Yes.
I don't think I would have any way of having a wireless transfer.
Yeah,
No,
I think it
no,
needs
we-
yeah.
This
yeah,
is
we
an
need to
immediate
be-
process. This is me like plugging it in, plugging it out on the same session. At the same.
What I'd say as well, just to like jump in as well.
Yeah.
I just, as the two of you know quite a lot about how constructs work, that kind of information that's processed is processed in many different ways for different constructs. Both of you haven't seen inside an envoy yet.
But I'm
But
working
even
off
just kind of-
Humphrey.
If you're
I'm
working
gonna
off
use-
Humphrey,
Yeah, I'm gonna use him as a sort of a starting ground of
Kind of a
this
starting.
seems to be. Yeah.
exactly. It's gonna have to be something very internal. So I
Okay.
will say, just keep that in mind. If you're gonna want to start getting data, there's not gonna be ports outside.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just two
There's no
little
USB
ports?
port.
I'd
Ethernet
say
just
this
in
is, this is gonna need to be either like in my brain plugged into like almost like the brain stem of the construct, like up where the processing happens or wherever the processing
Okay.
happens.
Can
in an
we-
envoy.
just because we want this to work, can we take a moment out of character to get the guys to weigh in if they have any ideas of what the best way of doing this is?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
'Cause
'cause this
I-
is very cool.
Yeah.
Yes, so we'll
So you I think you get the general concept of what I'm trying to go for. What do you think?
You see, I think you're missing a beat. Why can't this device be itself a construct that can make its way and bury its way like an actual parasite to where it needs to be?
Because we
Whoa.
can't get it out.
I wait,
We've
no,
all-
but we can put it in. That's brilliant. I
Oh, yeah,
have
like
a
we've
spell.
got-
We have
Animate
Objects.
Yeah,
we
animate
have
objects.
we also have the spider assassins that Enya used to use.
So we
Which
could
just
put
use
something
it,
on
would just use the virus in there instead of a poison.
Oh,
Just cause
wow.
in.
There are
That's in-
already spider
we go.
assassins, intricate spider assassins.
Mm.
We already have a couple because we took
We
them off.
could, we could. Okay, I don't know how long it would take now to reverse engineer something that is actually autonomous and moves and like would be able to
It's a spell
Do
though
this.
as well.
Animate objects.
animate
Yeah.
objects.
I mean-
Could do it. Animate objects
Yeah.
though. How many spells can you cover with Arcanosora?
Well, hold on. What does Arcanus do
also-
exactly? Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
let's look at Arcanosora.
Yeah.
This is fat.
Those spider
I've
those
wanted
spider
to
robots
use
we
Arcanus
also
Aura
have.
since I started this game, and
Yeah.
I've never had an opportunity to use it. I really want to use it.
Mhm. But
Uh,
you wouldn't even need to cover the spell with it. You just cover the spider with it, because it
Yeah,
should be
but
easy
we already
to.
have a spell. We're gonna have a spell put into the spider.
Yeah,
So you
Hold
place
hold on,
an
wait.
illusion-
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. You place an illusion on the creature. So that divination spells reveal false information about it.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like I'm thinking that no matter what
So it's
spells
like if
are already
somebody-
on it, as long this is a wrap around the
Yeah,
outside
this
that
is a
goes,
this-
this is just this.
Okay.
That's how I
so-
read it too. That it basically, how
Yeah.
I'm reading it is like if somebody tries to cast Identify on it, it will read something wrong, like different. It
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
read
yeah.
as the mechanical spider.
Yeah.
It'll read as
It's
something
just a block
else.
of metal.
Yeah.
A whole
Well, I imagine like if we could, if you can request detect magic, we can just check what magic is on it now. Then you can cast. You'll have seen it. Give you Arcanus Aura. All you're doing is copying what you saw before as the cover for it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So and then we can just layer a load of spells onto it, put that on last, and it's just like it's going to
Yes.
register as it was normally.
Yeah, you
Okay.
change the
Yes.
way the target appears. You change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects, such as detect magic, the detect magic auras. If it is a non-magical object appears magical. Wait, you can make a non-magical object appear magical, or a magical object appear non-magical.
Yes.
You can change
That's
the
what we
object's magical aura so that it appears to be a specific school of magic, or you can just make it a mundane piece of metal.
Perfect. So
Yeah, but if it is a magical mechanical spider, it should have some magic coming off. If someone checks, it's like, why is that moving spider just like completely? No, that's something wrong
just
here.
nothing to it.
Yeah.
But then,
Um,
that's another
What's
question. Then, like, are we going to use?
what spell are you using on it?
Like, if we use a murder spider, that's like that would be quite obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to clarify this, so by the limitations we've set out, as you've said, Amber, this is a case of something needs to be plugged in. It
Yep.
needs to be left for some length of time we don't know yet, and then needs
Yep.
to be retrieved.
That's how I'm gonna kind of.
So I'm
to
thinking,
say-
like, if a spider bot comes in and shoots the thing, how are we getting it back? That might not work as well. It's like trying to plant it discreetly.
Yeah.
as opposed to planting it
It's that
discreetly,
kind of-
letting it run,
Because
and then
if Al can plant it early, he can take his, like, you can just delay, like he did. They don't really know. You could just
I
take
can take a
ages for as long as you need,
time. Like, I can ask.
and then
Yeah.
Half. I can stop for a tea break or a drink break. One of
Yeah,
those.
and if we're really
you
concerned-
definitely would be stopping for tea.
I will
that
say
animate
too,
objects.
You
sorry, go on.
had, I will say, Al, with the time that you spent and the limited amount of space that you could get close to Venom, because they were keeping you pretty, like, kind of a little bit distant. They were letting you look, but they were a little nervous around you. This is extensive damage that Venom has sustained. You're gonna need a few days. You don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
how
fair.
many. You have
I
no
can-
idea,
I can-
but
I
it's
can go
gonna
and
take
come
some
back,
time.
Like, yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, it's not like I'll go there for a few hours and then that'll be me.
Yeah,
No. Like they're gonna.
I got your
need-
robot fixed. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
I mean, you're good, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I've only
Can
got
you just,
plan.
stall a bit with time magic? Just say, yeah,
Sorry.
I've actually, it only appears I've been here a few hours, but I've actually been here 2 days.
By the way, so too, it wasn't actually animate objects. It was tiny servant I was looking at. That spell
Oh.
lasts for 8 hours.
Yes.
So that would be that I could literally just tell it, wait there until everything's gone and powered off, then leave. Like that's an option. But I think you like I suppose that's the thing is like you installing it, but we have, I don't know if there's a role for this or how this would possibly work. But if I make the thing, I'm guessing we won't have a good way of knowing exactly how long the data transfer is going to take. We don't know how much is there. We don't know the rate.
How long does Arcanist Aura last?
24 hours.
I just really like this idea, and I want to kind of play with it, but I obviously there's going to be rules and limitations. I wonder if looking at it more like a battery, where the 24 hours is how long it'll last. It's not going to just vanish or disappear after that, but you have 24 hours to gather information. And then the item kind of goes dead, basically. You could potentially try to, like, charge it back up. If that's like, you know what I mean? Like, once you retrieve it again. But I'm like, it would be 24 hours of gathering data and then it'd be done. And then also potentially
I
Arcanist
understand.
Aura
So
yeah.
and it might be a case of like we might get 24 hours of data, and that might be like 1/3 of the data, and we don't take the risk, and we have that 1/3, or we take the risk and try and get 2/3. That's the game we're playing, basically.
Exactly. It's going to be a risk game, and I'll probably do a few rolls to see what exactly gets transferred or what what data you do get. But
yeah. So ideally, though, is just like getting it installed discreetly. Like there's things like invisibility could be one thing as well. If we literally just want to have a part you can't see going in.
Last 8 hours or an hour though, doesn't it?
It only lasts an hour, but once it's in, it's in. And when you're fixing it up, like they're not going to know which parts are taken out. For all they know, that was already there.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Just
work on your sleight of hand game.
Sure. Let me skill up
I
overnight.
have enhanced ability.
I
Al's like, oh.
might even have. Wait, I might have something for this. Who you guys want?
Yeah, I'm conscious we have taken up a lot of the
This is
time.
fantastic. Um,
I think maybe me and Al would probably now spend the rest of the time like me going back to my projects and us
Yeah,
just
you
trying to
can-
figure out the plan of this and working out how
work
to
on
build a
something.
device and stuff like that. Like yeah. If
Perfect.
you're cool with
Perfect.
that, Al.
Absolutely.
okay. So so that's perfect. So you
Let us
work
work away
into the night.
on this
and-
object.
Yeah, and I'd say, Al, if you're working on like actually constructing something, and like, you can you can work away on
Yeah.
on that. You only have 4 hours of sleep. Stalker will kind of hover, listen to this plan, and there is a sense, not emotionally, but distance, because I think what's it called, the telepathic bond is still up for the next
Mhm.
few
Yep.
minutes. Stalker will kind of just say, what, if you don't mind me asking, are you trying to gain from Venom?
Understanding.
Yeah, just
I
knowledge.
think what you are and what Humphrey is becoming is incredible. It's been a rough few days and I haven't felt as invigorated as I have until I saw that code writing itself. I
I
think
mean, also, we are trying to find out what happened to Helio.
that's true as well. I'm kind of trying not to think too much about that right now. I might reach out. I got this, and I hold up like the scroll of sending. I got this to maybe give it a shot, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet. Right now, I want to know more about you. I want to know more about you. I want the world to accept you, and I think this might be a step towards that.
I am glad to hear it.
I have no intention of causing any harm. Far be from it. I'd put my own life at risk sooner.
That is noble of you. Venom. Venom and Bane were created for violence. Be careful. I wouldn't wish harm on them. And perhaps they have changed too, like me. But you saw what I could do. They are second generation. And they'll kind of pull back and just hover near you, Gizmo, in quiet contemplation.
Well, progress was never easy.
Or without mistakes. And accidents.
And failures. But we get up, we try again. Because it's working.
Well, let's hope this doesn't fail, because if this fails, we could be in a hell of a
We
lot
really,
more.
yeah, there's a chance we'll die. Yeah,
Yes,
no,
yeah,
ideally, we're going to really plan this out ahead of time.
This is
logistically
quite
and
literally all eggs in basket.
Aye.
Yes. Okay. Back to work.
Let's get to work.
Just as Echo goes to just as Echo goes to join you in the suit again, Gizmo, the last words they'll say is just, when you're ready for that last memory, I am here. And he'll
Thank you.
go back into the suit. Okay. Evening progresses. Morning comes. You all get a long rest. And wake up probably a little bit tired, but a little invigorated, both of you. until you hear a very loud knock at the door. Caché, Fenris, Artrin, you hear their movements working downstairs, and you hear voices. Slightly raised, slightly changing. Sounds like a feminine voice. Door closes. It's very clear that the three of them are speaking to someone downstairs. Is there anything you two would like to do?
Is it in canon for us to be able to go down?
Oh,
I don't know where
I mean-
I don't know where the timelines blend.
Yes,
no, I
exactly,
completely
yeah.
agree.
If I go down when I find another copy of myself waiting, I don't know.
Waiting down there, I will say, I think Al and Gizmo didn't show themselves,
Okay.
but I have no problem with you going down and listening. But I don't think they actually physically showed themselves
Yeah.
in the actual conversation.
I'd probably be like, sounds like they've got it handled. Like,
They've got a friend.
yeah, I'm busy. I'm gonna focus on what I'm
Interesting.
doing.
Very good. Okay, so time passes a little bit. I know we'll backtrack just a little bit, but Caché, Fenris, Inspector Vinny leaves after asking you a slew of questions about your companion, about your previous companion, dropping names left and right.
This Butterfingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Vinny don't get on.
I'll let you decide what you share with Gizmo and Al. If you need to go, if you need to ask me any questions about what was said, because we didn't do a recap for you guys, we can.
One sec. Let me see if my brain's working. So, Vinny was very interested with Gizmo
Mm-hmm.
because Gizmo, because he knows about Gizmo being a courier she knows being a courier, and that she suggested she knew where you were going to deliver it. What else?
I was a terrible courier of that elf.
A lot of the stuff about the Avashilirium. There was stuff mentioned that that Fenris's group was
Experiencing issues.
in terms of and agreeing it with apparently some things with the Avashilirium, but you know.
And this is like your mercenary group, like.
Yeah, they're an
Yeah.
outside mercenary group. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah, yeah.
affiliated with
Yeah.
the city themselves.
She didn't want to bring them in. She also mentioned Hatrix, the engineer of the True Foundation.
Hatrix.
Hatrix, yeah.
Hatrix, the engineer.
Which I believe Caché has shared already. That was a engineer aboard the Solde Polaire,
Mm-hmm.
but was grounded and wasn't on board when it went down.
Yes.
Not to metagame, but another name was dropped just to make sure. Master Matthias, who Inspector Vinny seemed to believe Gizmo was registered to, because Vinny still doesn't understand that Gizmo's a fairy inside a giant sphere. So yes, she is deeply looking into all of your reasons for being in the city. And then obviously wanted to know why the hell you were in a underground illegal fighting ring.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, when in Rome.
yeah. I'm on a holiday, a sabbatical, so I can do what I want.
Long ass sabbatical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a sabbatical anymore. I'd say it's a deep
You've
shit.
left.
Hey,
You've left.
s-
This is AWOL at this point.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Sabbaticals can be like up to like 12 weeks.
How long has it been?
We're getting close to that.
Oh
Wait.
my.
So, Inspector Vinny leaves. Al, Gizmo, if you would like to join the rest, you can. But like I said, I'll leave it to Caché and Fenris to decide how much they share. Oh, sorry, there was one last thing just for Artrin's sake as well, is that as Vinny was leaving, she mentioned to Artrin, or actually she just mentioned to the two of you to translate to Artrin because things were happening that way. She warned all of you to be careful of Amat of the Grimhounds, which is the gnoll that Artrin was fighting, because she's known as the Construct's Bane, and she likes to take apart constructs, her and her little gang. And she has an affinity towards peacekeepers in particular, so.
She might have some of those gears.
In the underground.
Hey guys, we were upstairs
Yeah.
working on some stuff, but we could hear you talking there.
Subtly he gets I feel like none of it went through until, huh?
My ear senses are
Energized
tingling.
gears? Yes, so that was Inspector Vinny. So yes, you were all, the morning's yours.
So you regaled us with all that.
Yep.
Well, that's a lot.
And then we headed out to shop.
No, we'll stay here for a moment and then we'll move forward with that. But...
Oh, yeah.
So, it's morning and you're all back. I assume none of you have gotten a night's rest.
They did. Oh yeah, no, everybody did.
stuff.
They were downstairs talking, very heated, just a lovely, wonderful roleplay moment that they had last time. While you two had your lovely
In the
roleplay
morning.
moment
Right,
upstairs.
gotcha.
Yeah. This is now
Yep.
in the morning.
Yes.
Actually, thank you for reminding me. I'll change the music because it's daytime.
I don't want no nighttime music.
Y'all are upstairs.
Ooh.
City is alive outside. Artrin is remaining just quietly observant.
He
Fenris.
can't hear us over the a new hand touches the beacon.
Al, do you want to set up that bond
Oh,
again?
yes, of course, yes. I will ritually cast Telepathic Bond once again.
Telepathic bond is up.
Sweet
All of you are in each other's heads.
Oh, let me check my spells.
So do I.
Do you feel like you've lived this moment before? A bit of deja vu.
I don't know what you're
anytime.
talking about.
Ah, okay. I must be mad.
It's quite possible, yes.
There's
Terry
this
drinks tea.
dwarf called George Mandela, and he says that sometimes the timeline shifts and you see these things that you thought you lived through and you didn't.
I see.
It's an interesting read, his book.
Yes. Well, not really sure I've ever heard of it. Let's don't read it.
I'll read it to you next time. Give you a wink and then saunter off to get the tea with Terry.
Very well. So is it has be any worse than the fellow who ventured into the Feywild? Oh, apparently so.
Lusa DeLorean, you mean? He's lovely. Did you read his books?
Yeah, I couldn't really be asked remembering his name, so.
How dare you, sir? Lusa DeLorean is well known and well respected author in this world. No one can say anything bad about
He
Lusa.
shouldn't be.
For expedience sake, Al, Gizmo, do you inform Caché and Fenris about your plan, or talk anything about what you discovered last night with Humphrey, or do you kind of keep that between the two of you?
I probably would have discussed this without him. I would probably tell them pretty much everything except for the part of I have Stalker as Echo. I would still keep that as a bit more on the DM, but everything else I think I would tell. Would you agree with that, Al?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about,
Yeah.
All right,
I would. Yeah.
the two of you are
Snakes.
snakes.
They're absolute snakes.
I told you 97% of the
Yeah,
information,
exactly.
okay?
Wait.
Just the important bits
what
you're
part did we
leaving
keep out
out
again?
that
What
affects
part did we keep out
you.
again?
Know that yet?
What part did we keep out again about Echo being Stalker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Echo
big
that's right.
is
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
just Echo.
So yeah, we have
Yeah.
our plan now of the
Okay.
it's a spying virus, isn't it?
Spybot, essentially.
Spybot.
Yes. The
Yeah,
Spybot
so
that
do
we're gonna
you so
plant
last
in.
night do you guys
How much did we
repurpose
get?
one of the spiders and
Would it be better to do that or to use tiny?
Wait, yeah,
servants?
I thought we agreed that the spider wouldn't work because
Ah.
we wouldn't be able to retrieve it, right? So
Yeah,
we not
Well,
we,
spider would look a
it
bit
needs to be
obvious as well.
it needs to be retrieved, and it's just too
Okay.
big. Okay,
Yeah.
then as we're going out, I'll ask for a list of items you think you need, and I'll go looking.
Well, how much
since
have we
I'm
been able
on the
to
way
build?
anyway?
well, my question is would Gizmo and Al like to go with Caché, Fenris, and Artrin as they leave? Or would they like to go do their own thing? Because there is one new bit or one more bit that they did last game. You could
But it
be
was
in a
outside
different little
house.
spot, though. You don't.
I think yeah, no, I think just to keep the reality real, like whatever they went and did, we'll keep working away just to keep
Perfect.
things
Okay.
kosher.
Lovely.
If you have a list of things you
At
may
least that's what I'll do
need,
anyway.
if you have a list of things you may need, I just give it to me. We can pick it up on the way out.
I think I squared that with you last time. I think I got pretty much everything I need, bar those gears. I think I've already.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean for your spybot.
I think. We
Yeah, I
have
suppose.
it.
Yeah, how much would the cost for that be? I wonder.
I mean, again, it kind of depends on what you're using. So if we wanna literally make a like steampunk inspired fantasy USB drive, I don't have any problem with that. So you just need a few pieces of metal because you're putting everything. You don't need anything magical. You know what I mean? Like you're just
Essentially, so
it can just be a piece of metal that you're or some
we're
kind
using
of
tiny servant. And what's the thing that you wanted to do to gather the data?
Well, so yeah, well, as in tiny servant would be more so.
get the
Tiny
thingies.
servant would be more so if we wanted to jump off at a certain point.
Jump off, or but we could like get it to bury itself into it while I'm working on it, and then at some point later on, then jump off when everything's gone down.
So
And
can
I
you
can
not just
retrieve the next day.
put like the USB as first it has a couple of legs on it, goes in, but once it slots in, legs are retracted, that kind of
Well,
thing.
that was the thing we were saying. Like
But
it's
the
we were saying
legs.
USB, but like it does need to be installed deep in. I don't know.
Mm.
Like
Oh,
I feel like in order for it to be installed in the right place, it's going to have to be when Al's working on it because he's the only one who's going to be getting in far enough.
Could also
Yeah.
be the fact that maybe you wait. Al, you haven't seen inside Venom yet. You have no idea how they
Mhm.
work.
Oh, so you're not really looking for USB. You're looking for like an M2 or something. You just
Well, like,
slot it
even
in
if
there.
it's
More
something
close to
I wouldn't
that.
see-
More close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have seen at the
Um,
very least, like, because okay, here's if we're using tiny servant, it doesn't need to have legs and all that kind of stuff. It'll just sprout them when the spell activates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't actually need to. But like, what I don't know what it is, Chris, that Gizmo, that you're planning on doing to get it to retrieve data. Is that a spell? Is that something else?
Yeah, so I have a spell bestow virus that I learned from Mold. That I'm kind of like it's kind of a bestow curse, but for constructs.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like bestow malware essentially is
Basically,
what I'm
and downloading
basically
some data.
what I'm going for, and I'm just like it's just to be able to retrieve as much as I can of whatever code is there.
Okay. So if you need anything from like the magic shop or anything in the Iron Ward,
Well,
just
I'll
send the
I'll
list.
give you 200 gold just to spend if there's something like that can be picked up. I don't know how much I need, but I'll give that to you. You can give me back whatever you don't use.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So give you back 300. You're giving me 200.
I'm giving you 200 now just to if you see something that might be useful, pick it up.
I'll keep an eye out then.
Whatever
for
Fenris thinks about that.
whatever I think might be useful for you. We will
Of
see,
all the
because
people.
Talk forge are not her forte.
Yeah, again, I'm distracted. I'm like, oh, you're going shopping here. Get whatever you think is useful. Go back.
Brilliant.
I'm not paying attention.
Okay.
I'll just smile and nod and look kind of worried.
So the two of you are going to stay in the house and keep working. Gizmo, you can continue on with keep track of your hours of how much you're working on those items. You can start building and crossing those things off.
Could also potentially go off to the West Repair Yard.
Yeah.
That's an
Unless
option.
we wanted to wait for everyone else to come back. If we were to ask everyone, I suppose, before they left.
Yes, but before Rob, we'll inform them of what we're looking for. Those gears, we think we might be able to find them there.
That we
Do
want
you
to
want-
visit next.
Do you want us to wait for you, or should we go ourselves?
I'd advise not going in there alone.
Okay.
Oh? I thought it would be pretty safe after we cleared it out.
Yes, and if we have the big gang
Not-
of us around, then what if the constabulary comes around again?
A lot has changed since then. The Bachilerium, for instance, maybe they hold up there as a base. Let's not go alone.
Okay, that's well. We were only going to go have a look, but that's very fair. We'll wait on.
We're not the
Thank you.
sneakiest.
I certainly have plenty to be doing in the meantime. I barely have enough hours in the day.
Okay. So Artrin, Fenris, and
Suppose I could go for a drink.
Caché. You head out. You carry out your business in Midtown, taking Artrin with you, who is just mind boggled at how the hell the city works. You visit the Measureless Knot inside the Midtown, have that exchange there. And I believe that you all are leaving the Measureless Knot after Taurus turned the sign over to closed and closed all the blinds. Like they've shut the whole shop down now. And they close the door behind you, and you hear the click of the lock. Three of you, where are you headed now? I think you mentioned something about a magic shop and a few other places. Where would you like to go?
Yeah, so we're heading through. We're still in the Iron Ward, yeah?
No, you're in Midtown now.
Oh,
So,
Midtown.
yeah.
We're still in Midtown.
You're
So
in the
we'd
island, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to head to the magic shop first. So that's
Caché?
in. Trying to remember where that was now.
It is in the Steam Ward.
Okay, so we'll head to Seymour to the Exquisite Dark Flame. That's the one.
Exquisite Dark Flume! It
I
was
see.
this Exquisite Dark Flame at the beginning, and then somebody called it the Flume, and then it became Flume.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so the three of you continue on.
It'll be
and-
close to Hubbard's Prongs, Cogs, and River and Wares. Isn't that where is it? Is Lock and Loaded is where is that where Caché wants to go as well? Or at least stop by just because.
I mean, yeah, why not pop in there? Let's see what we've got. I've no money to spend, which is a sad thing, but
I gave you back your
30
10
gold.
gold.
30 gold.
In that
Or 30
place is
gold.
getting nowhere.
It could get you a few bullets.
Not even the good bullets.
Maybe a clean. Professional clean.
I feel like no one touches Caché's guns.
No.
Okay, so heading to you hit Lock and Loaded first, just because that's how the city's laid out. Caché, what are you looking for in Lock and Loaded? Anything in particular, or would you like to know what she has on special offer?
Trying to see what she has in special offer at the moment, see what's new in, Just walk in and say, like, what have you been building?
You see the owner of Lock and Loaded, the halfling woman with these kind of what is it? Oh, who's the guy? in Spider-Man.
Dr. Ock.
Dr. Ock, like kind of like things, tentacle things, metal tentacles on her back. She is currently working on a few interesting magical items, magic ammunition. So she pulls out 3 rosewood boxes and lays them out in front of you. Opens the first one. You see three. No, you see 3 exquisitely built bullets, engraved in delicate runes that seem to almost kind of like pulse a little bit. She explains to you that when fired, the bullet, if it strikes the target, it creates a really loud sound, and it can have the potential to deafen them.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. She sees the excitement on your face, moves to the second box, opens it up. You see semi-translucent bullets in this one. They seem to kind of fade in and out of existence. She calls them the phantom bullets. When firing, the bullet temporarily phases out of the material plane, only to reappear right before hitting the target. So this bullet ignores any of the bullet-resistant armor. Yes. Not regular AC, but you know how like some of you
Yeah.
have the bullet resistance, the BR on your armors. It would ignore that basically. So that is the phantom bullet. The third one she opens to show you. These bullets appear to be almost like blackened, like sooty at first. But there's an ember like glow to to kind of like the tip almost. When fired, it ignites in illusionary flames and causes confusion and distraction to whoever gets hit by the bullet. Basically, what you can this is called the illusionary flame bullet, and it is basically on impact, an illusion sprouts, and it just causes a lot of confusion because this person thinks that they're suddenly on fire, and they are trying to like kind of see through the illusion, and they can be distracted or anything like that. So she's got those 3 currently on offer. She has 3 bullets. For 3 bullets, it's 250 gold. However, she does have a special that you can pick 5 bullets for 400 gold. So.
And would you be able to maybe engrave a couple of names on those bullets?
I don't see why not. What names are you wanting to inscribe?
Enya and Tarlin.
Well, pick your bullets. So there's the echoing bullet, the phantom bullet, and the illusionary.
Oh, I think 2 phantoms. They like to wear armor.
Okay. All right, so she takes 2 phantom bullets and she engraves them with Enya and Harlan. It's interesting. So you're just wanting to buy 2 bullets?
Well, no, I can't afford. I can't. I've only 30 gold, so I'm more.
Ah!
Yeah, like I told you, I was broke coming in here.
Okay, so
I'm.
So you're not getting the bullets.
Unless we want to play a game where I am going to be in what's the tournament called again?
The Steam Core Gauntlet.
They place a bet on us. We win, and we call it even. You come out with a big payday.
2 bullets.
2 bullets. And if I lose, I owe you the full price. Plus something on top.
When I'm in this line of business, you understand that I can't just accept words. As much as I like you, Caché, and I know you like to spend money in here, and you did save my brother, and I understand that. But these are quite important to me, these creations.
That's why I need them for 2 very special people.
100 gold for both.
I look over at Fenris. big, massive, like, voidling eyes looking at you with that twinkle of, please, can I have 70 gold?
Tell me, would these be in any way useful in clock forging?
These bullets here.
Yes, those bullets there.
Potentially the echoing bullets, just because it can have a no, I guess they don't really hear, do they? Constructs. Not really. No, neither of these would. Any of these would.
Very well. I'll take the 70 out of my own pocket instead of Gizmo's help
Were you
pocket.
trying to get? All right, cool. All right, you pay her the 100 gold.
I have no idea what is useful for clock forging.
Thanks,
That's really
Fenris.
funny. Is it good for clock forging?
Okay, so yeah,
She
I'll
slides
slide over
2
70
phantom
gold.
bullets over to you, Caché. One inscribed with the name Enya, one inscribed with the name Tarlin.
Yes.
So, like I said, it basically ignores the protection of bullet resistant armor. So,
Mm-hmm.
Which they definitely were.
It's just weapons in here, isn't it?
it's only really firearms. I'm being honest with you.
There's no shields or anything here. That's in a
No,
different place.
not in lock and loaded. No.
Fair enough. I will
Excuse me.
look over and then continue on.
I will
Okay.
skip behind you.
You two continue on into the steam ward, heading towards the exquisite dock flume. When you both start to hear shouting coming down from one of the streets. Kind of hard to make out what they're shouting, but there's definitely some scared sounding people. What would you like to do?
And Caché is going towards that. Veers off suddenly. Just woo!
I just will sigh and then wave to Artrin and think, well, let's continue after her, I suppose.
Oh, Artrin's already following Caché. Artrin
Yeah.
literally he's got his head down. He's following your feet.
Right. I'll just look after the both of them and just and continue following them.
Okay, you do. Caché, couple streets down, you pass through a few kind of like corners. You come up to a bit of a startling sight at first. You see a shop that seems to have just been gutted almost. The windows are smashed, the door is hanging lopsided off its hinges. You see the sign above reads Silver Leaf Emporium. Like metal speciality or something like that. Like it's hard to even read because even that's been like blasted partly. Looks like someone took a rifle to it almost. You see a crowd of Minerans all gathered around, and it's hard to see anything past that. But you do see this group of people kind of shouting.
I want to try get as to the front of the crowd to see if I can see what's going on.
Okay.
As I'm coming around the corner, I'm going to just quickly dive into a dark alleyway, put on my military garb, and pop back out.
Oh, okay, interesting. Fabulous. Oh wow. All right, so you pop into your military garb, come back out with your glamour, mark off a spell slot, you changed your glamour, and you kind of push your way through the crowd. And as you're pushing your way through, you hear, "Let them go! They're good people! This is insanity! You can't do this to us in our homes!" Just the crowd is just shouting different things, and you push up to the front and come face to face with a military scout. They kind of push you back and they push everyone back, and you hear, "Step back! Remove yourselves from the street! This is official ARA business!"
What is it, Scout?
He kind of looks to you. Ma'am, step back! He just is looking at you, looking down, looking at his comrade, like they're both like confused why you're there.
What's happening here?
Captain's orders. No one's to cross the line.
So forget how to salute.
Right, and then they salute to you, and
You still did not answer my question. What is happening here?
We're not allowed to say, Air Colonel. Captain's orders.
So just so I remember, Captain is under. Right?
Sadly not. This is strange. Captain, in particular, is a little bit more of an older term. That was used during the Freedom Fighter days, before you became a united military force in Avasha. Captain was of the ground infantry, while you were of the sky, basically. Of the what are they called?
The
Thank
aerial Air Force.
Aerial individuals.
The Air Force, but
The Air Force. There we go. Sorry,
if there
I'm
are
just
airships,
butchering
you
all
can
the military names. So you think that after 46 episode, I would have these all down, but
we can call them the Aerial Navy.
The Sol Libertaire is the ground infantry, and Captain would be the same rank as you.
Interesting. And who is your captain?
Captain Melody Sterling.
That name ring a bell?
Go ahead and roll me a history check at advantage.
My history is 17.
17. Captain Melody, yes. You know of her. Not usually stationed in Minera. Melody was a part, again, of the ground infantry. There are similar stories that you both share. Melody holds played a pretty big part in leading some of the ground forces against the Empire and the Dynasty. You do remember that she has quite a bit of sense of humor as well. Like she's got a bit of she's tough, but fair.
Okay. Yeah. And what do I know of? I should know this actually. What's the law on military action within the city? Should that not be under the rule of the constabulary?
Usually it is. So this is a bit strange.
I assume you have documentation to show why you're here instead of the constabulary.
You will have to speak to Captain Melody.
And where is the captain?
They both go quiet. And they just kind of stand there, and one of them kind of glances behind, and as this is all happening, from the door of the shop, you see a heavily armored woman, dark russet skin tone. Her hair is dreaded and pulled high out of her face. She is flanked by 4 other scouts and 2 guardian cockforges. They are leading an elderly-looking dwarf in chains. There's a human woman kind of following them and stops at the door, and she's kind of holding back her children. You can see tears kind of streaming down her face. Melody is a bit taller than you, not in a way of intimidation, but just she is built. You don't see any weapons though, funny enough. She's just in full military garb, and she kind of looks to you. Air Colonel! Surprising to see you here.
Hello, Captain. I have to say it's also surprising to see you here. I thought you were stationed away from Minera.
I was indeed. Brought back recently. Aren't you supposed to be on a sabbatical?
I technically am. I just happened to want to wear the uniform today.
Well, unfortunately, you've stumbled on a fortunate sight. But this is official ARA business. You need not worry. We have taken care of the traitors.
Sorry, don't. I understand it's official, but I assume we're talking about the Avashadarian? I get really quiet and kind of get close to her as I say that.
She kind of glances from side to side, kind of see what's happening. Her men are continuously trying to kind of push back the crowd, who are getting more and more like just ramped up. Fenris, you're kind of kept in that crowd. The guards do not let you pass, but they have let Caché pass in a way. So their backs are basically like against Caché as they're like pushing everybody back.
Yeah, I'm not trying to push forward. I'm just kind of sitting there, arms crossed.
Artrin and her just like at the back.
Try push us.
Yeah.
We're
And the
just
clock
staring
forges
there
as well. Like
unimpressed.
they come around the sides as well, and they're like, you know, they're a presence around Melody. And she kind of leans in. When is everything right now not about the fucking Avashalirium?
Very true. And you think he's part? Quite a strong business to be established. That's quite worrying.
Indeed. And it's at that moment, Fenris, you actually watch as someone next to you, like, throws a shoe at Melody. It kind of whizzes past your head, Caché, and Melody just catches it. She kind of looks at it, and then just drops it. It is inhuman how fast that woman moved. She goes to speak to you again, and you hear, "Captain, we found it!" Some of the spell swords now come out of the shop itself, and they're holding a satchel, and Melody kind of looks and glances inside. It's hard to tell what's inside at the moment.
Give me a second. I'm so mad I didn't take the one that makes me still be here today.
The what?
The spell I
mirror.
used in.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, mislead.
Yeah. So mad I can't use that right now.
Those memes, though, of like Caché's mislead, Caché, Balthazar. Oh god.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've anything.
She doesn't let the
many
satchel stay
around.
up too long either. She kind of she looks inside, and then she kind of goes to motion it away, and just kind of looks to you. A moment, please. Turns around, turns away from you, and walks towards the dwarf, who's the men behind him just shove him to the ground. Do you know the punishment for supplying weapons to the rebels? The man kind of just doesn't even look up at her, and just, please, whatever the price is, I'll gladly pay it. Just leave my family be. Unfortunately, your family? How do I know that they have not also been indoctrinated to this rebel group? I shall take them in for questioning while you rot in the sky cells. How's that? Dwarf kind of looks up at her and spits in her face. From ashes, our rebellion rises. There is a moment where the crowd is silent. They hold their breath as Captain Melody wipes her face clean and turns to the rest, addressing all of you. These rebels are parasites, leeching off of our beloved city, trying to divide us with fear and violence. But we are Minerans, fearless in the face of poison. We, who held back the line against both the Empire and the Dynasty, when their fleets outmatched us 1,000 to 1. She turns to you, Caché. Would we let these rebel scums do the same? To spit on the names of the brave soldiers who sacrificed everything for our island. Heroes who walk among you, even now, like Air Colonel Caché San Visage. I defend this city. She defends this city. And now you must do your part. aid us in rooting out this Vashalirium traitors, these pretenders of resistance. Any suspicious activity should be reported to the Red Keep immediately. Do you all understand? The whole crowd just kind of takes a step back and says, you hear murmurs of agreement and this kind of sense of empowerment that's kind of electrifying through the crowd. Fenris, what are you feeling in this moment?
The crowd's getting fairly riled up.
Seemingly more on her side now. You don't have to do anything. I'm asking for just what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You don't need to. You're not actually to get a chance to do much. You're just, what is Fenris feeling? Nothing. That's fine. I can go to Caché.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's just look, I was feeling a lot of kind of this is propaganda and politics in motion, and so
Okay. Caché.
Yeah, I'm just going to use prestidigitation to make 2 small trinkets. Give one to Artrin so we can keep ourselves entertained while all this is going on.
Okay. Sure. Caché, after this invigorating speech, electricity in the air from the crowd.
Yeah, she hit me right in the patriotism. Caché knows absolutely what that speech was and what it intended to. She's given those speeches in the past. But boy, was she hooked on that one. Like she appreciating the artistry of it, but also knowing the trick, but still being caught. You know, that it was she is like wide-eyed at the moment. But also kind of looking and then turning and looking at the crowd, kind of challenging them to disagree, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. Yeah. Melody kind of looks to everyone and then walks over, pulls the dwarf up by the hair. And her soldiers clap him in irons. The crowd shifts as they move. They weave out of the way. There's a noticeable little bit of fear coming from some of the people in the crowd, but they're letting the captain through and her platoon pass. They are dragging both the shopkeeper, his wife, and his 2 children are being carried away by the soldiers at the moment. And they leave the shop in tatters. The crowd slowly begins to kind of disperse. Melody, as the platoon is moving forward, kind of looks back to you, gives you a nod,
a nod back.
Smile.
Give her like the side smile.
For a moment, something just catches your attention. A little glimmer before she turns, keeps walking.
A glimmer as in a drop of something or a sparkle of something?
Or a sparkle.
Interesting.
These like the Bishonen sparkles with the multicolored background.
No, more like like dew falling down someone's face. But there was no sweat or anything coming from her, just a glimmer of a shift. But she continues on. The military platoon move out of the way. The shopkeeper and his family say nothing more. Everything continues. Crowd disperses.
Interesting. I have never seen anything like that before.
No, that was a bit strange, but you didn't spend a lot of time with Melody. You've only really heard stories, just like she's probably heard stories about you. You know, you two only really recognize each other by name or by your outfits.
Yeah.
You don't really know her, and you never really spent time with her. You don't know her mannerisms or her anything. But it's hard to tell, but you were just... Her speech, her words seemed to empower those around. Mesmerizing.
I suppose feeling uplifted after that, strangely, after seeing that brutality.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn back to Fenris and Al. Shall we get going?
So who exactly was that?
A hero of the war. The ground forces. Never really knew her by reputation only. Isn't she great?
Jeez, I can certainly talk to the crowd.
True artist.
It's a busy what they cannot get away with when they talk that well.
It's also what they can achieve.
Yes, I'm sure a very old man and his children and wife are very dangerous.
Well, I don't. What he said is true of them delivering weapons, and it seems to be after his explanation for the rebellion. That seems pretty dangerous to me.
Yes, I'm sure it warranted such a iron fist with 2 clockers, several soldiers, and this one who I assume is equal in rank to you.
There's obviously something more there, but there's an item in that satchel. Obviously warranted the hierarchy there, but they do tend to come down hard on rebels.
So I see. Did you see what's in this satchel? What they were so concerned about?
Didn't get a peek, unfortunately. But it is interesting.
Definitely is.
Sorry?
It definitely is.
Perhaps we should just get our what we need in shopping and head straight back. I think things are moving a lot faster than we first realized.
Yes, I wonder is just because someone has been poking the bear, as they say.
It's not enough time for him to necessarily set out a plan.
Just say we have been gone since the Underdark for several days. So we had no idea what they have set up.
It's true, but I didn't poke the bear till after, so
True, yes.
I only poked him really last night.
Yes, and all it takes is that to have him speed up his timeline, and if everything was already in place, then this will be easy.
Let's discuss this with the lads when we get back.
Yes, so I do not want to go into this blind, especially if there is someone like that patrolling the streets. So I'm not really sure that we want her to show up at your house next. The suspect of any we can handle. I would have my doubts, especially with the force she brings with her.
True, but lucky enough, we're not rebels.
You may not have to be a rebel. You just have to be in hot water.
Silence was long.
And Caché is too inspired to heed that warning at all.
I tried.
Away. Artrin's just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
I don't know, because I think that was in common, so would even
No,
realize
he
what the
has
hell they were
no
saying.
idea.
No
what's
idea.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably just still messing with the fidget spinner I gave him.
Yeah, he's just watching people get drug away, going, "Oh, feels like home."
Yeah.
This
I got
makes
turned
more
away for no
sense.
reasons.
This is more like what I was thinking.
Yeah. What is this place? Hungs, Prongs, Cogs, and World Realm Wares? Are we near that one?
You haven't been there yet. No, it looks like it's a kind of like a general store, basically.
Okay. Because I see the word Cogs and think Blackforge, so I might head
Fenris
there
is
as well.
just dead set on. Gizmo gave me a task. I must play
Task,
Blackforge.
I need to do this task, but first I need to figure out what the hell it is.
Brilliant. Okay, yeah, you can head to the general store.
I'm pretty sure Clockforges need prongs.
Oh, I do. Yes. So, heading inside, you see
Whatever you do eventually track down and find, I will make something out of it.
Yep.
Even if it's like a pot of jam, it's going in there.
Bring me something good. What you put in Venom is a pot of jam. It's sticky. I will murder all of you.
His venomous injections seemed a bit more viscous than usual.
A bright, smiling face greets you as you, the three of you enter. A brightly dressed human man, a little bit short, golden flowing locks, pale complexion, joyous smile, just beaming at all of you. He does actually have a very large hat with a feather in it as well. Speaks very fast. But he seems to be speaking to a few patrons, looking at you, smiles, welcome, welcome, and then speaks more to the patrons. The shop is actually hopping. It's very busy. There is lots of different things. There's some healing potions if you're interested, and then there is just a bunch of general wares. So
I'm going to look at the knickknacks first.
Do I have this? I have it up in our shared Google Drive. So yeah, there's just loads of different adventuring gear, binoculars, compass, goggles, gecko pads, day goggles. That's
Okay.
Day goggles was something that Revenant actually had.
Day goggles are Artrin's already wearing the homemade version.
Gizmo made a version of day goggles for Artrin already. Yeah.
Yeah. What are these gecko pads?
The gecko pads give you climbing speed. They basically suction cup to things.
Okay.
Yeah. I realize now it was only Revenant who went here. I'm like, you guys know this place? No, I'm sorry, it was only Revenant.
Okay, I am actually just gonna roll and see what sides to pick up.
I mean, you can also a thing I'd say that would catch your eye would probably be, I think he has some of the sets. Yeah, so he's got in his hang on, he has a piston, which could be something for. I thought I had. Yeah, no. Oh my god, sorry guys. I thought I had it, but I guess I don't. He should have like a kits. So like, you know, a Tinker's Tools set. I don't seem to have it though, strangely enough. So hang on, let me just check my Google items list. Life of a DM. Here we go. Adventuring gear. Yeah, he has a few artisan tools. So he'd have a chemist set. Chemist supplies, which is a kit that includes components necessary for mixing and analyzing acids, bases, explosives, toxic gases, and chemical compounds. There's an investigator supply kit, which is a slim case that holds the tools and components necessary to collect and analyze evidence in the field. And then he'd have a glass blower and leather worker tools, mason tools, and painter supplies. Also, if anyone in the comments can explain to me why a spyglass is 1,000 gold, that'd be great. because
Lenses
I
are
don't know
hard
why
to
it's
make.
so expensive.
Lenses probably are hard to break in this one. Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
you can just jump down to Specsavers and get another lens.
I think it's also just rules based. It's constant advantage on perception, and you can give it to someone by handing it to them.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's it. Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see. Yours is going to pick up the goggles.
Just plain goggles?
I'm just looking through it. Goggles, a pocket watch, a bandolier.
A bunch of pockets. Fenris has loads of pockets. So, yep. All right. A bandolier.
And looking to the other things.
How about this? I will let you decide what you want to do. You have the list there.
What's Caché doing while I look through? Sorry.
Yeah. Caché, is there anything you'd like to pick up?
Good. I have my bullets.
The
I'm
name?
just looking around and daydreaming about the captain.
Caché's in love. Love it. Brilliant. Yeah. So Fenris, like I said, you can let me know later if you wish
Mhm.
on what you buy.
Yeah, I'm also gonna get a signal whistle.
Okay.
And I think last thing, or whatever it is, and a steel mirror.
And a steel mirror. Okay. The hell is the steel mirror? Where'd you find that?
Up mirror, steel, 5 gold.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's 20 gold and 5 silver. Yes, I know it says copper. That is incorrect. It's supposed to be silver. I apologize. So yeah,
That's all right.
5 silver.
Also, one more thing, I'll get a grappling hook.
Very good. I think that's 10. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Lovely.
2 gold pieces, it said.
Oh. So that'd be 22.
Mhm.
22
I suppose
gold and...
I might as well get some rope with it then.
Okay.
Sorry.
Like I said, I'll
Yeah,
let you decide
that's
what you... We can talk about that later.
It's
So the 3 of you...
gold, 5 silver. Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay. Perfect. You can add those items to your character sheet. Lovely. You are both in the steam ward for now, or the 3 of you are in the steam ward for now. The energy is kind of settled a little bit more. It's not as intense. But as you're passing through and kind of going back towards that area, there are still kind of like a few people talking off to the side. They're kind of discussing. You see groups of constabulary moving through the streets as well, just kind of keeping an eye on things. They're not like looking at you or anything like that. Caché, are you still in your military garb?
No, as soon as that kind of calmed down, I would have found a
Switch.
spot to switch.
Okay, so people are not looking at you then. They're going about their days. Everything continues on like normal. Are the 3 of you heading back? Oh my god, Miguel, that was...
We're heading up to the Exquisite Bloom.
Oh, we're still shopping. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
heading up to the Exquisite Dark Flume. Okay.
Yeah,
what
this will
are
be the last
we-
place.
What are we
Go
looking
back
for in
afterwards.
here?
The magic shop. Look around if there's anything else that might be useful for blackboarding, but also I want to buy... Fenris personally wants to buy a scroll for sending.
A scroll for sending. Okay.
Yeah.
Sending is 3rd, so I think it's 150 for 3rd level.
Yeah, okay, if it's 150, I'll get 2.
Okay, so you get 2. As in terms of things for clock forging, absolutely not in here. This is like
Okay.
magic items kind of thing. The only thing that catches your eye, potentially Caché, because I think you'd be looking around, is something that's called a pocket spa. It just resonates a little bit with Al and some of the other kind of like weird pocket dimensions that he has. But it just looks like a little teeny tiny like box, and it just the sign on the side just says pocket spa.
People looking at me.
Oh, Caché! Really?
I just asked if people are looking at me.
I mean, the shop it's got a few people, but no. Karis is currently talking with another patron. He's the one looking after the shop.
Caché will pick it up, admire it, put it back down, wish you could buy it, and walk away.
Okay. As you pick it up, and it's like it's really light. It almost feels like a dice kind of thing. And the little sign ticks over, and you look at the price underneath. It's 895 gold.
No. With that back?
Yep. So 2 scrolls ascending. There's not too much more. They're not clock forging kind of things here. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'll just get the 2 Sunday scrolls then. Okay.
As Al isn't here, so it's just Artrin, Caché, and Fenris. Yeah. So Karis is if you're kind of overhearing some of his conversation. He's talking about how excited he is about the Steam Core Gauntlet, who he's betting on, who people think other other groups will be coming in and everything. So yeah, there's a little bit just talk about that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you heading now?
I don't think I'm going to do any.
Caché?
I don't think I'm going to do anything else because I'll bring it back to bring all the stuff I got back to Gizmo and see if we can use it in any way.
Perfect. Caché, is there anywhere else you'd like to go?
No. Wait.
Okay.
Actually.
Yes.
No, I'll do that later. I feel like I might need backup because of something Finny said. So,
Fascinating. Okay. All right. So you can walk if you want. It'll take a few hours, or you can take one of the trams.
Oh, tram.
We'll take the
Okay.
tram, yeah.
Jump on the, I believe it's the
I
brass
might also
line.
I might also pick up ball bearings as well. There's a packet of 1,000 for 1 gold.
Okay. Yep. You can easily have some ball bearings.
Alrighty, tram home.
Tram home.
Tram home.
Doesn't take too long. About an hour later, you make it back to your side to Gem Ward. Open up the door. Gizmo, Al, what's it smell like in the house right now with all the building?
Oh, I'd say quite a lot of smoke and probably alcohol as well.
Yeah, definitely various like noxious fumes because of one of the
yeah.
things I'm trying to build. I need to do that to test it out.
Mm-hmm.
To make sure that it's actually working.
That is exactly that's very true, actually.
there's probably something that as soon as they walk in, just starts like beeping extremely loudly. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting over it. It keeps activating.
Gizmo, come on now. It's starting to beep quite loudly.
Humphrey's like holding the top part of his head because they don't have ears.
I get over and I'm frantically pressing buttons, and then it just gets quicker.
I'm
Warning,
probably holding a drink
self-destruct
of some
imminent.
Okay, I didn't even install a self-destruct.
kind. Al is probably holding a drink of some kind, and his hands are rather clean. Like, he might have realized quite early on that Gizmo was more than happy and capable to just work away at things, and he just provided solely intellectual help.
Fantastic. Oh my god. I just love it. The scene you two create is just
You're doing very well.
It's beeping rather loudly again. I'm not sure. I think it's going to do the thing again.
Carrie, open the window so we can breathe, please.
I wouldn't do that. The fumes might knock some passersby unconscious.
Well, it's better than me.
Uh,
Oh my
Just-
god, what is this?
this place stinks like stinks. It's like a pair of armored trousers after the 100 Years' War.
I take one of the scrap bits of things that I'm putting together, and I use the magical tinkering to turn it into a fan, so it just starts blowing the smoke upwards and away.
Ah, very good. Into the bedrooms, yes.
No, the windows upstairs are closed. And if they're not, close your windows.
Oh, it is madness. Your house is overtaken by two inventors, Caché. But you come inside.
We ran out of room in the lab.
Well,
I noticed.
Filled out.
a safe room anyway.
As we have left you alone for only a couple of hours.
I know, we've actually gotten a lot done.
Yeah, it's been mighty fast progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I see.
It's amazing what you can do when you're not confined to one room.
What is it we were doing again, though?
Oh, I've lost my train of thought.
I... Spy
I'm-
box.
Start again?
Yes.
Maybe I can start it back up. I'll bring over and open up the bag I was carrying full of stuff.
I go over like a giddy child. I'm so excited. I look in and the robot body just freezes.
So I have it's like a special to make. Something that I should have done is possibly ask you what I need, what you need. But since you trust me, I decided just to get whatever I think will be useful, and I have also realized that I have not a single clue. I'm sure someone will be useful in some way.
I take the bag slowly. Thanks, Fenris. This is perfect. I'm gonna go work on this right now.
So you've got,
Head upstairs.
You should wait though. We should probably
Oh.
tell you about the encounter we had.
yes, and also the less of 175 gold advice silver.
175. You spent 25 gold on. Okay.
You're getting goggles, a pocket watch, ball bearings, a steel mirror, a bandolier, a signal whistle, grappling hook and rope.
Nothing at all. I just fucking love it.
There you go, man. I'm sure you can use it in some way.
So either send that to me or I'll get it off you later stage or write it down. I'll figure out something to make. But meanwhile, Gizmo and inside is like crying. It's just like
God damn it! I should have done myself.
no, but he's just like I should have realized this is my fault. I should have known.
Next time,
This is all
give me a list.
Fantastic! Absolutely fantastic! Well done. Oh, God.
I'll text you after the game.
Do. I'll figure out something to do with it. That's my challenge out of game.
I just rolled and picked them at random, and half of them was just like, oh,
Oh, that's
might as well.
that's even better. I know that.
Fantastic! Amazing!
Oh god.
Oh.
Sorry, you look like you had a serious story to tell.
Caché goes into a glowing review of what happened.
Oh, that sounds
Absolutely
rather unpleasant,
painted.
really.
Yeah, painted with the eye of the military there. Just. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can smell the propaganda off me.
I'll use Misty Visions to make an image of what she's describing, so she get a good image.
Well,
Yes, the two of you see a broad, armored woman, basically, just
I'll also remind you
rousing the
this.
crowd and.
This is coming from memory when I wasn't really paying attention, so it might be a little different.
It was Melody,
Well-
right?
Captain Melody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melody Sterling.
Sterling. Melody Sterling. Yep.
Eradicator.
so
Riptide.
these people were what, bringing weapons to the battle area.
We're selling, yeah.
Hmm.
Apparently.
He set up the rebellion.
Well, that's not necessarily evidence that he was selling any weapons.
He owned a weapons store, and he was in the rebellion.
His
I
weapons
mean,
gone.
like,
They took his family as well, though.
they will be questioned and released.
It just seems a little heavy-handed, but I suppose knowing what they're planning.
We take the Abashalium very seriously.
Hmm.
We know what it's like for cities to be destroyed.
You guys sure do warfare very different from the Feywild.
I think it's the guns.
Large part of it, I think.
Guns are quite loud. Scary, really. Interesting.
They also give power to even the most common man.
Yes. So much more visually imposing than simply being a magic caster. Even though magic can cause far greater damage.
Suppose it's just a different kind of power.
I think it's also far too easy to get into the inexperienced hands. It cause a lot of trouble.
Very
So at least with magic, you have to learn about it first.
Hopefully learn wisdom along the way.
So I don't know. No, it's when I look at L and myself, and don't think that is actually a requirement to cast the arcane.
I said it. You'd hope.
Well, I don't know. Whatever it is about all of it, it doesn't sit right with me.
Do you fear this place will be moving towards martial law?
I
So something even
honestly
more
don't even know
extreme?
what that really means. It's just
That's martial law.
it's a show of force that's
Some kind of military takeover a city.
Possibly, it's just it's the replacement of civilian government by military rule, suspension of civilian legal processes, and
As well.
solely being military prowess.
I'm not sure I fully get it, but it sounds bad.
Doesn't seem like a lot of fun, really.
It just means that the
No.
military takes over.
It's not fun, but it's not meant to be fun. It's an action taken in extreme circumstances for the defense of us all.
Well,
Things here are scary.
yes, and so long as they are actually defending us and not simply pursuing their own agenda and goals for the sake of themselves and not those underneath them.
Isn't that what everyone's doing?
Just
Yes, I'd just rather not have it, affect my ability to enjoy myself and do what I want to do.
With your new friend, I think you'll be okay.
Would anyone like a drink? Sorry, I've been very rude. I've been drinking away here and no one else has got one in hand.
yes, suppose it could be very helpful that after today.
Oh, hello, Terry. You've appeared at just the right time.
Takes drinks off Terry.
Brings food. Just everything to your pleasure. Just Terry just works away.
So, are we going to this West Repair Yard?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm
Back
anxious to
to
check it out.
Good.
Yeah, get a quick bite to eat and bust it off.
Do it.
Okay. So you're all heading out. It's about I'd say at this point, by the time of day, it's probably getting close to the evening or so. It's probably 6.
Before you
But
head
it
in the
is
evening
in the.
after.
Go ahead.
No, sorry.
No. Are we going to ask something or?
No, I was just gonna say that we probably head after work hours.
Oh, okay. You don't want to get
Yeah,
stuck in
that makes
traffic.
Definitely. We'll wait for the the rush hour slump, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
I don't like
understand.
being in crowded trams.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's so infuriating.
It's warm and
Squished
sweaty.
together and warm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, so you can head out when it's a little bit quieter. However, all of you would be aware that there is a curfew in effect in the gem ward at sundown. But it is the summer months at the moment, so it is a little bit later in the evening that the sun is setting. But you can slowly make your way through the city.
Oh, we can
Again-
bypass the curfew with our military escort.
Up to you.
Well, I had prepared seeming. Could
Interesting.
potentially cast that if we need to later, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah.
To get back.
If
Yes,
save it for
with
the way back, just in
exactly, yes,
case, because that's when we'll be breaking the curfew. We're
yes.
fine
Of
now.
course, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, making your way slowly through the gem ward, you have to go to the lower part of the gem ward to make it to the West Repair Yard. All of you, as you're slowly making your way this way, there's a little bit. The West Repair Yard was kind of your first big moment together. Time where your stories really started to collide and move. So all of you moving your way through to this area, there's a little maybe sense of sadness to see it completely boarded up. Doors are sheeted with metal, the windows are covered with metal. The entire West Repair Yard is abandoned.
So I'm going to have to lift that grate again, aren't I?
I might be able to give you a hand, but unfortunately, my strength upgrades haven't quite finished yet. I mean, that's actually why we're here.
That's alright. I also have somebody else here who can help me lift something. Motion towards Artrin. It's just silently following us.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Artrin is
boy.
there. Strong boy. Artrin will give you a hand, Fenris. And the grate itself is actually still off to the side.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, because you
Just
removed it the
straight in.
first time.
No one bothered to
And
put it back.
nobody put it back because, yeah, anyway. So yeah, you can follow the same path, and it is at that point, Al, that you get a little twinge at the back of your neck. You glance behind you, and you see in the circle opening of this tunnel, right at the entrance, Humphrey.
I'm gonna walk back to him.
I'll walk
Alright.
back with Al. Said send a bit away though, but I'll be just there.
Look, Humphrey, like you said, I know it's going to be unpleasant, but it is going to be healing. You've become so much more since.
It's kind of like my birthplace, in a way. A second birth.
That's
Full
true.
of scary things and
In a much less homely place than where you were originally crafted, yes.
kind of just soldiers himself up, grasps onto your hand, and continues to walk forward.
I kind of wince with the pain, because I'd imagine, I'm quite fragile.
You are, yes.
Yeah. But
Continue in, all of you. This place has been stripped to the nines. Unfortunately, there is nothing left. Whether it was removed by the constabulary, removed by the owners of the actual property, it is hard to say. But there is still bloodstains everywhere. What was being hidden under piles of metal and constructs and peacekeepers and tools was just blood, viscera, death. The full scale of what the puppet master was doing kind of comes back into focus.
Are we able to get down into the place where the puppet master himself was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'd say there are probably still bits and pieces of broken body parts and, you know, like kind of useless rubbish. The body of the peacekeeper that you fought is gone, and the body of Stalker is gone.
Well, this didn't turn out the way we hoped.
Nope.
Bit disappointing.
It has been quite some time, so this place obviously has been cleaned out and looted. So
There was that room that the puppet master had taken me up through, and I kind of like point up to the wherever the hole was in the ceiling. It might be a bit more difficult to access, so whatever was in there might be left behind.
I'll start flying up and have a look.
Okay.
Yep. I'll follow up with levitate.
We'll wait here.
Suppose I'll cast fly.
Bye.
I cast
well,
fly.
Well,
I can't
Gizmo's
fly.
I'll wait
actually.
here.
No,
Gizmo's.
No.
Sorry, we're all talking at once. Go
Sorry.
ahead there first.
I was just going to say I could cast fly on all three.
Okay, I was going to say I can also busy grab onto Gizmo and levitate him up as well.
I'm pretty
Um,
Because I can do.
Sorry, Fenris.
Well,
I mean, I'm not trying to like say that you're
no.
not strong,
no.
but
No, as in I'll sit on
Yes.
Gizmo and levitate Gizmo.
Oh.
I can levitate up to 500 pounds.
sorry, I'm not following. What do you mean by
She cast
sitting
levitate
there?
on me
levitate
as I float
on
up on my
Gizmo.
shoulders.
And I'll
Oh,
hold on
got it.
as it's going up.
Got it. You're casting. Okay, I thought you were still casting it on yourself, and then
No.
Okay.
Jeez, I had enough
Great.
trouble with the grate.
he's gonna rip you apart if you try.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to hold on to Gizmo and levitate him up.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
Could I carry Lal? Just to save him a spell slot. Is there,
I
is
mean,
there
you
a possibility?
Someone
probably
needs
could
to carry
because he's
Al.
so thin.
Al can
And
fly, but someone
Humphrey.
needs to carry Artrin.
Oh yeah.
Well, Artrin, yeah.
Artrin's just like, I'll stay here.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, fair enough. He doesn't know what's
Okay.
going on. Like,
Yeah.
just keep an eye.
Yeah,
we need someone
Shout,
who's
shout
gonna
up
look
if you
out.
see someone coming.
Honestly,
Yeah.
he's looking at all the blood and viscera and everything around, going, "Whoa."
What happened?
The other thing too, I will say, it reeks in here. Moldy, dirty blood and iron. That's what it smells like in here. It is unpleasant. But you all make it up into the command center, and then all of you have a little moment of a giggle because you realize that there is just a door that you all could have just walked through.
Come on.
What? But it's
Oh,
vertically up. What?
No, but it's the door that that you connects to the other room outside.
Yeah, it like connects into one of the other sections of the West Repair Yard. It's actually how you all got out of the room. You actually brought the trolley in, took the lady out, and
Yeah.
Oh, we're real dumb.
it's okay.
Fucking
There was a lot
idiots.
that happened.
That's so
But you
long ago.
all-
No,
I
we
forgot
followed
that.
the exact route that we took the first time.
Yeah. We need
Quick,
to be
wrap me
extra
in
sure.
cables and bring me up.
I might remember something if I relive it.
I will. I feel like Artrin then actually like he just starts wandering around trying to get out from the smell and like finds his way towards that area. as well. So
Accidentally finds the door.
accidentally, you all kind of appear and he's like there at the door already, going what? Anyway,
There was a door.
up in the command center, same thing. Gutted.
Dang it. Well, yeah, there's a door. I thought there was no door. That's what
Sorry.
I thought.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose.
As soon as there was a door there, I was like, of course they've gotten the dang things.
Sorry.
I'll try
yeah.
taking a closer look and see if there's anything that was left behind, or I think that's sticking out as
Years
hidden doors or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I'd like to check the hidden room.
The hidden room.
Yeah. You know the one.
Oh,
You know the
just,
one.
just in general. The
You
hidden
know,
room.
you
Yeah.
know it. I'd like to check
So-
that one.
What
It's
I
under the
will
thing,
say.
it's over the other thing.
What I will say. Something doesn't feel right about this. You enter this command center and it is gutted just like the rest of it, and you're kind of sitting there going, "What the heck? Like, where is everything?" It is strange how little is left. It's a little suspicious. This isn't just looters. This isn't just constabulary grabbing whatever they think is necessary. Someone who is very familiar with what was going on obviously took everything.
There
Maybe
was a-
no trace.
A bit too clean.
Yeah, there was a butt ton of constructs there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I definitely think we should probably go and ask Dixon next what they know.
I'll still bring out the fine-tooth comb and get over everything. Just one more once over to see if there's anything hidden.
Anything hidden, just glancing around, even with investigation checks.
Nothing.
Nothing. Again, too clean.
Too clean.
Too clean. It's starting to get later. You've spent a few hours here at the West Repair Yard, kind of going through the
just-
different rooms. Yeah,
Just
go ahead.
before we go there, how much dust is left in this room? Like, not even to get down to a day, but is it less than the dust that's gathered down below? Has this been cleaned out afterwards?
Oh. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Oh, Gizmo, you're very good at investigating. You can have a D8.
Oh, you!
Look harder, please.
Anybody else want to assist me?
I'll assist Gizmo to give advantage.
Okay.
Give the help action.
Al's just gonna bend time and space anyway. Why are we even
I really hope so.
around? Like,
Investigation, that's only a 14. I rolled a
Oh, well,
5
then,
and a
like,
3.
here, have another one.
oh well,
That's
here,
fine.
roll again.
Have another D20.
Yes.
Does that do the Bardic Inspiration as well? I rolled a 1 in the Bardic Inspiration as well. God dang it.
Yeah, another
Better. Better.
Just
40,
Thanks for
23.
23. Okay, Al, what did you roll on your magic
I got a-
butterfly table?
It's fine. It's 13. 13.
13. Okay, good. Oh, here's another. Here's another. Just bend time and space. I love it.
Bedtime. Bedability. Bedtime. Probability.
23, you said. For the
Yes.
dust.
Yes.
My calendar. Hang on.
You go to Flash of Genius as well, or you go out of those?
I still have them, but like Well, I suppose, yeah, it's getting late in the day. Flash of genius, 28.
28.
You're very
Okay.
interested in this dust.
So interested. This is the most important role of the campaign.
What is
The
this
dust.
dust made of? Where has it been? Who does it know?
What particles did it come from? Was it from the skin of an orc?
Yeah, was it
Yeah.
silica?
We need to see if we can reverse engineer the genetics of this dust.
Yeah, was it hair particles?
Can
want
I
me to
raise
just
tell-
the
you want
dust
me
to
to just
life?
know what drugs they were taking.
Do you want me to just
Can
tell
this
you who the
dust-
bad evil guy is? Like, just from this dust?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
is
have to
that
reveal all the
important,
secrets.
Amber?
From just this dust,
Yeah.
we have diagnosed and deduced all of Vashilirium's plans.
Yeah.
Here's
Sherlock
everything.
Holmes style. We eventually meet them at the end, and we're like, "Your first mistake was the dust."
The dust! In the West
made it.
Repair Yard!
We have made a study of dust. This dust
Okay.
would definitely be useful in his nut forging.
Well, now
The
I feel,
dust.
now,
dust
now
is
I feel
everything.
like a lot of pressure about this dust.
You really shouldn't. Dust.
I know, it's just dust.
The dust is the ferns.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
birds.
For
Oh.
listeners, this fern was in this one shot that we were in where we spent way too much time focusing on this fern. That this was an important fern. It was not.
It was not. It was a fern.
It was like they were trying to find keys and a bunch of other stuff in it, and it was just a fern. It was great.
No, but it's
It
just
became a
important.
running joke. Anyway,
Okay.
okay, the dust.
Dust.
You haven't one. It's been 22 days since you've been at the West Repair Yard.
22 days.
It's been 22 days. And the dust looks like it's pretty thick up here. And but not as, I would say, not as much of it downstairs. So your question to me is, was this cleared out after the rest? Seems like
Yeah.
a yes.
Okay.
But there is quite a bit of dust. So assuming that it was pretty quick after the West Repair Yard that it was cleared.
Matter of days, if that.
I'd say matter of days, yeah. You were probably in some of your days of rest, basically, when that was happening. You hear kind of, no, actually no, while he's in the suit, doesn't he do the screen typing? That little screen pops up and Echo kind of types to you. Before you do anything else with Venom, I need to see. I need to see what I did.
I'll write back. Are you sure? It's a lot. It might be a bit much.
I have to know.
All right then. I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna say to the rest guys, I'm gonna head back down, to the warehouse. If you want to follow her, if you think there's anything more you can glean here, but I need a minute.
I'll come with you.
I'm going to ask Humphrey.
I don't think Humphrey was actually this far in. There is an element of not recognizing the places that you're bringing him.
I'm gonna levitate it down and check that mirror.
Mirror's gone.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have a look for.
You get nothing.
Yeah, sorry. I'll have a look for clues. I'll busy myself have a look for clues down there, even though it's mostly futile, I know, but I'll
Okay.
busy myself.
Yep. You still see the cages that the people were held in. But yeah, again, strangely cleared.
So as the guys are kind of just ambling
Standing
throughout the room, looking whichever, I'm gonna make my way kind of towards the center, I suppose, of where the blood pools kind of have formed. And just before I release Echo, I'll say, don't forget, you have me. You're not on your own now.
I don't know what fear feels like. Personally, I've seen it. I've studied it. I've made it. But I fear you will leave once you know. Please don't.
Fear is neither good nor bad. We are afraid of it. It's in its nature, but it drives us to keep going, to push on, to survive. Even if I'm afraid, I know that this is the path forward. This is right. I won't leave. You have my word.
Thank you. Gizmo, what would you like to do?
I'll take a second and I will release Echo. Stalker.
You do? In releasing them, I should ask, are you accessing the last memory, or what are you doing?
Oh, I thought sorry, maybe I misunderstood. I thought it was a case that he wanted to see what had happened here.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, they do. And there is no more writing on the screen, there is no more speaking. There is just silence. A kind of grief. But in and amongst all of that, new purpose.
It's not, you're not that anymore.
I don't know what I am. Now I sound like him. You can be anything. Anything is
Possible. He
Awesome.
sounded wise. I hope after all of this you'll tell me more about him. For now, though, maybe we should just get it out of the way, delve in, see what's there. If nothing else, I owe all of these guys an explanation.
I would like to help. With whatever I know, if that can help. I'll do it. I know you're here.
I say around to everyone else. I need another minute, if that's alright. I promise. I hope I'll have more to say after.
Please take your time.
His MC was very fascinating.
I'll sit down. It's fine. I brought a drink.
It's not really any clean places to sit, Al. A little disgusting here and there, but like, I feel like there's a pocket chair somewhere.
Just-
Damn it, I forgot to bring it.
Oh.
Yeah, I will interface back with Echo, and we'll play that final memory. I think that's the last one.
How interesting doing it in the West Repair Yard. Wow. This is very interesting.
I gotta stop doing this for you.
Oh, it's like you're in my head. It's just great. Okay. Okay.
My hands are sweating.
Just like the other of the, I think it's 4 memories that you've, yeah. Out of the 7, only 5 are viable. And you're now watching the 5th. You see the accessing. Screens go black. You feel the suit go into standby mode. You can close your eyes. It's unclear what rouses Stalker this time in this memory until their systems kind of fully switch on. You get the sense there's a second presence actually next to you. Venom wakes as well, but remains still and silent, just like you taught him. There's a new figure that comes forward into the frame. One that Stalker does not recognize, but you, Gizmo, do. You see a red-skinned dragonborn dressed in fine robes, half-moon spectacles. You and your friends solved this man's murder aboard the Silver Countess. He is flanked by a small militia, heavy rifles and serrated blades at their hips. They are dressed very similarly to what Caché was wearing when you first met her aboard the Silver Countess. Am I to understand you correctly, Dathius? You have no way to control the envoys. Dathius kind of rubs his hands together. That's not exactly true. No, the gold put into this project, not to mention the great personal risk that the Grand General has put himself in to make sure you receive the funding and security that you needed. And you can't even control them. Helio steps forward. They are sentient, Ambassador. As free as you or I. You are not free, pixie blood. You two only draw breath by the grace of our patrons. Helio speaks. Then I welcome death. Dathius kind of tries to draw the ambassador's attention away from Helio, and forgive him. Ambassador, he forgets himself sometimes. Nothing a few nights of cold iron shackles won't fix. There's venom in the ambassador's words. There's no need, Ambassador, really. Dathius kind of shoots Helio a look. Just, I know a way to make the envoys more compliant. Helio moves forward, putting himself between you, Stalker, Venom, the ambassador, and Dathius. He just hear him say no. I can introduce a program, Dathius continues. I designed it myself. If I do, though, the envoys will need instructions, someone to act as their commanding officer. The ambassador kind of rubs his chin. We can accommodate that. Operation Catalyst requires precision and expertise. The general needs the envoy to infiltrate as an Imperial First Mate and eliminate a high-profile target. Which one is the most skilled at using a long-range rifle? That would be ST-81KR, Dathius replies. Helio scoffs. His wings extend. You watch as his hands brim with sickly, withering magic before the collar constricts around his throat. Dathius crosses the room. He kind of slams into Helio, grabs him by the scruff by his shirt, and kind of leans in close. They are constructs, Helio. You and I are flesh and blood, but we are dead men if we do not prove our usefulness. Helio looks at him. You would strip them of their choice. You would strip them of their own minds. Their sentience is your burden alone, Helio. We have no choice, so they have no choice. Helio shakes his head again. They aren't killers until we make them into one. There is a horrible pause while these two inventors, friends, brothers in what they've created, look at one another. And Dathius sighs. I'm sorry. He grabs onto Helio and throws him aside. The ambassador's men swarm around the Fae. They grab his arms, pin him to the ground. You hear him struggling. At this point, Stalker is pulling against the restraints. He is fully clamped down. Venom is moving as well. The two of them trying to struggle, but they cannot move. You have to listen, Gizmo, as Helio is drug out of the workshop, violently screaming as he goes. Dathius stares at you, breathes, and steps forward. The ambassador joins him. A fine specimen. An incredible legacy of your work for the years to come, Professor. Kind of moves away. You can still hear Helio shouting for help as he's drug away. Dathius looks. Don't worry, Stalker. You'll have no memory of what's to come. That much I can do. Dathius slowly connects the cerebral cables to the back of Stalker's head. And Gizmo, you witness every fracturing moment of the envoy's consciousness being stripped away, thread by thread, rewritten and locked behind unrecognizable code. Forever changed, and the memory fades. And that is where we'll end tonight.
Ooh,
Wow.
fuck.
That was something.
Something we don't regret that ambassador's death at all.
Nope, not at all. He is some fucking prick. God. Jesus.
Maybe I should have stabbed him a few times to make sure he was dead.
I will just say, sign us off. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye,
Bye.
Don't get backstabbed by your business partner.